Hello, it's April Rose and I am live. Pretty soon here, I will be joined by Geeti Mahajan, my friend and Iranian classical dance teacher. She's going to talk to us about how to move energy through dance. And I am excited to speak with Geeti, who will be teaching a guest artist workshop within my coaching program soon. And if you'd like to attend her workshop, you just need to go to thecohesioncollective.com and fill out a quick application for the program. And then you'll get access to an upcoming series of guest artist workshops that I'm hosting. Geeti's is the first in a series. Well, actually mine is the first. I'm teaching a workshop on making meaningful choreography, and then Geeti will be teaching a workshop on with a Persian classical dance that we're gonna learn, and it is about Nowruz and springtime. Okay, I see Geeti is ready to join us, so I'm gonna go ahead and chime her into. And Geeti is joining us from her Utopia Healing Arts account. Hello, Geeti.
Hi.
How are
Can
you?
you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Wonderful. It's so good to be here with you. Thank you for coming online to chat with me and share with everyone here.
It is wonderful to be here. I'm so excited and so grateful to you, my friend. Thanks for inviting me.
I'm so grateful to you. I love working with you, and I've treasured all the opportunities I've had to study dance with you. And I am so lucky that I got to dance in your dance company, Ravan Persian Dance, for a while. And I had so many great experiences there studying with you and your like unique blend of Sharzad classical Persian dance technique and this like more spiritually informed fusion, Miriam Peretz inspired technique, but also everything that you have to offer in your unique voice, which I appreciate so much. So I want to properly introduce you. I'm going to read a little bit of your bio. It's going to be maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay because you're amazing and you need to hear about it. So
Okay, go for
Geeti,
it.
Geeti is a dancer, teacher, and choreographer of Indian and Iranian descent with over 35 years of experience in classical Indian and Iranian dance forms. Wow, incredible. Geeti is trained in Iranian classical, contemporary, and folk dance with Shahrzad Khorsandi and served as assistant director of Shahrzad Dance Academy. Geeti was also a member of Ballet Afsane, a premier Central Asian dance company, where she studied and performed Tajik, Afghan, and Iranian dance forms under Miriam Peretz. From 2012 to 2020, a good 8 long-year run, Geeti directed an award-winning dance company, Ravan Persian Dance, the only Persian dance company in Texas at the time, which I had the honor of dancing in. And in 2021, Geeti trained Layla Sabet in Persian dance for the talent portion to compete in the Miss Florida pageant, where she earned the title of second runner-up. That is so cool. I want to hear a little bit more about that. Okay, so to learn more about Geeti, you can go to utopiahealingarts.com. Geeti,
Awesome.
Geeti,
Yay, we're here.
we're here. And now you've been properly
Yes.
introduced.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, where should we start?
I was hoping that you would tell us a little bit about why you love Persian dance.
Sure. So, I think growing up biracial, I had a lot of access to classical Indian dance, and I trained in that for 20 years or so, and I loved it. And I always felt like there was something missing, that there was no connection to the Persian arts. Persian dance is also a little bit of a has some social and political kind of complexities to it. So it's not entirely legal or okay to be able to dance publicly in Iran in present day. That does not mean that people don't dance, though. Iranians love to dance. It's actually a very dance-friendly culture, but there's just some socio-political reasons why it's not something that's done in the public forum like you would see here in the United States where we are based, for example. So it was important for me to be able to number one, just touch into Persian culture for myself, since it was something that helped me stay connected to my Indian culture was through the arts. And and I felt like there was a lack there in my life. So that was one reason why wanted to discover it and train in it. And then number two, it became really obvious to me that this was like a need in the dance world. Just and also as an Iranian, it's like been a source of pride to be able to offer something for the community, to be able to do something for the Persian New Year, for example, which is one of our biggest festivals. And April Rose has been there in Austin when we've been able to perform, and um, for just the Persian New Year performances, and so it just became this source of pride. We've performed for example, like the Iranians or the Americans who went to serve in Iran in the Peace Corps in the 70s before the revolution, and there's just been these really interesting moments that we've been able to engage in as dancers that I don't think I would have had access to if I didn't have this beautiful art form to share. So that being said, it's also you can kind of think of it as like an emerging art form, or sometimes it's called an endangered art form, just because there's not a lot of practitioners who do it. And I'm so grateful. April Rose and I both, love the work of Shahrazad Khorsandi, who has written like the first codification and created like a codified system for Persian dance. So that's what I trained in. That's who I trained with primarily, in addition to other teachers like Miriam Peretz, who also greatly influenced me. So those are my two biggest influences in Persian dance. Yeah, so it's personally meaningful and also just really important to, also as a woman, to be able to use your body in a way that you want to use your body, as opposed to having um, uh, mandates or I don't know, laws, regulations, controlling your body. So there's like so many different things that it offers me to engage in Persian dance.
Thank you for sharing that. And I feel so lucky that I live in Austin where you live because of the lineage that you're part of and the knowledge that you are able to pass down. I feel really lucky to be able to receive that knowledge. So thank you so much for the hard work that you put in for your literal entire life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So I know because we've worked together that you have this like really beautiful approach to movement that is not only culturally and politically informed and impassioned, which I love, but also kind of in a spiritual or healing way. When I move in your choreographies, it feels like making shapes and moving energy in the space and through my body. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about how you move energy through dance.
Yeah, I would love to. So, I wear a couple of different hats. So, I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a therapist. I'm also a yoga therapist. I'm also a Reiki practitioner and a clairvoyant, in addition to a dancer. So, I love exploring healing in so many different ways. And inevitably, I'm just drawn to pulling from something, whatever could be healing about it. So I've heard, and myself having done like Tai Chi and Qigong, I noticed right away there were some parallels to like Shahrazad's style of holding the postures in Persian dance. And I was like, oh my gosh, that I didn't realize that there's so many parallels with this. And the reason you probably feel that way in my class is April Rose is because I feel that way in my class. I feel like there was a qigong teacher once who said that it's like swimming in air, and that's how it feels. It feels like you get to sense the subtle body. So that means the energy that's like outside of your skin, that is still a part of you, that may not have like a physical, tangible presence, but it can be felt and it can be sensed. And that's the realm that I love to be in with Persian dance. I like to be able to feel the body, to sense the body, not only the physical body, but also this energetic space around my body that's housing my body everywhere my body goes. So it's almost like you're swimming in your own energy in the air in this kind of approach. So yeah, anything else about that you wanted me to talk about?
I mean, that's fascinating. Maybe you can just say, I don't know if you want to, but like more about this energy space around us.
Yeah. So, so in yoga, we talk about having the koshas or like the different layers around the body. We also talk about the chakra system. There's multi chakras are just energy wheels or like spinning wheel is the term in Sanskrit. That's what it was called. So they're just like orbs of energy that run all over the body. We typically talk about the seven chakras and then, you know, the layers that come out from those chakras, but there's many, many energy centers around the body. Um, so I think part of the approach in Eastern healing traditions, like traditional Chinese medicine or in Ayurveda or yoga, is that you as a being in your body, um, you are whole as you are, and the work is to remove any obstacles from the way that you flow, the way that your energy flows. So yoga is for that. You know, acupuncture can be for that. There's going to be so many different things. Dance is not the only way, but it's one way that I found that I really love and enjoy to removing obstacles from allowing yourself to flow, around allowing your natural life force to flow through you, and that is what creates wellness. From like so that brings balance to your system as to be able to remove those obstacles. It's been compared, some of my teachers have said, like it's like a stream of water that might have like rocks and debris, and you just remove the rocks and the debris, and the stream of water flows. So movement in particular, now this isn't like now the therapist in me talking, helps to activate the right brain of the body and bring out implicit memories, traumas that are stored in the body. The right brain is more closely connected to the body. And so when there are things that have happened that you feel, but they might have been pre-verbal, they might have been before you even had language to describe what's been happening to you, your brain lodges it as an experience. And so that's what things like dance, yoga, movement practices, things that are somatic, things that are non-verbal, music, art, you know, these expressive art therapies, they access this part of ourselves that is non-verbal. And it activates that. And then as soon as it's activated, you have an opportunity to kind of rewire your brain and reteach your nervous system how to be relaxed as opposed to maybe hypervigilant. Although relaxation isn't necessarily the outcome we're seeking, it's more to be cognizant of what's going on. So a lot of times, you know, you might have dancers who go into the studio and they're in a crummy mood, like they had a bad day, you know, and then on top of that, maybe they're triggered, maybe their own traumas, you know, have been flared up. And through the practice, they start to move more into their body. And that's literally like changing the focus from one part of your brain to another. That's more somatic. And then that's where the magic lies, where they can just be in their body, be in that space. And by the end of the practice, you know, or the end of class or whatever, or rehearsal, you might notice that, I mean, I have noticed that my mood is like lifted. I feel lighter. I'm not as heavy. I'm not as drained. So you're literally moving your energy. You're also healing your brain and moving into different parts of your brain, and unbeknownst to you, maybe letting go of some things that you've been carrying throughout your life. And then there's all these like physical things that happen too with dance. You know, like there's a lot of research out there about like increasing memory and, you know, regulating blood pressure and other types of things that are more like physically based attributes. So this integration though is a big part of what I think is really important to healing and is seen in the therapy world as like a pinnacle of healing is when we can integrate right and left brain, integrate, different parts of your neurological network, upper lower part of your brain. I think of it as like integrating also your body and your being. So returning to that wholeness, that state that the Eastern traditions talk about is like you are whole, and you just need to remove the obstacles. So for me, it's like, what better way to do it than with dance and music? I might as well have a really good time removing these obstacles.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing more details about that because, and I see in the chat, Helios Guy said, thank you so much for dropping these gems. And that's how I'm feeling right now listening to you speak. I feel so inspired and so validated in my path as a dancer. And I am just like, I'm really lit up now. Thank you so much. And also we have more affirmations in the chat that I'm not the only one feeling like heart on fire from what you said. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, yeah. I just want to say to all of the people who are out there dancing that you are healing yourself. And there's a lot of good stuff happening in your brain, in your heart, in your body, in your spirit as you're doing this beautiful act. And so thank you, April Rose, for holding that space for all the people that you lead in movement. And thank you to all the other, teachers and dancers who are listening for all the good work that you're doing.
So tell us more about the workshop that you're going to be teaching inside the Cohesion Collective. I'm so excited because I asked Geeti to come into my coaching program, the Cohesion Collective, to give a workshop exclusively for members of the program. And because Geeti is such a stunning choreographer and such a magnificent group leader that I wanted people to experience not only Persian dance, but also Geeti herself. So it's coming up on Nowruz, Persian New Year, the celebrating spring, and you're going to be having us learn a choreography set to a beautiful song that is written by the 13th century poet Rumi. And I invite you to share anything else you want to share about your workshop.
Yeah, sure. So I'm so excited for it. So this is a choreography workshop. So we're going to be able to learn a little bit about dance theory, just Persian dance theory, the way that Persian dance and music go hand in hand. We're going to talk about the music itself as well. So Persian music is often imbued with Persian poetry. That's how it works. They're like sisters. So when you sing, there's often a lot of old poetry, like from 13th century, 15th century poetry that still has meaning today, which is so amazing to me to think about words that were created by humans so long ago that are artful, soulful, mystical, and spiritual. And so we're going to talk about the poetry a little bit, what it means. It's about bringing love to the space, compassion to the space, and the singer Shahram Nazeri is also a really well-known singer in Iran. It's an old song. It's a classic song, and it's done in a really traditional format. So the piece is a piece that I've choreographed that just brings together this essence of what I think of in terms of what a kind of classical approach to Persian dance would be, because again, it's an emerging art form, and there's a lot of different types uh, of things that we pull from as inspiration as Persian dancers. We pull from miniature paintings, we pull from poetry, we pull from architecture, we pull from the Qajar style, pictures and paintings, and we also pull from our bodies of what we have passed down in our bodies through social dancing. So so yeah, there's going to be a lot to cover in this piece. And then, of course, my biggest intention is that dancers are equipped to do a complete choreography. You'll get the music, and you'll have, I think, you'll learn the whole thing in the workshop. And then, if there's a Nowruz gathering somewhere in your little part of the globe, wherever you may be, I encourage you to just take this out and to perform it. So that's what that's like the biggest joy for me is to see more dancers celebrating the oncoming of spring. Nowruz is just a Persian New Year in the Persian-speaking world, so Central Asia, Iran, anywhere that speaks Persian, we think of spring as like the biggest celebration of the year. So it's the first day of spring. You can find a Nowruz gathering, I'm sure, wherever you are, and knock on their door and just say, I've got this Persian choreography that I'd like to perform. Do you want it? And let's see, I would love to hear back actually from your students, April Rose, to see if anybody actually does it.
Yes, I want to hear that too. And you know what? We have our first virtual hafla, like an informal performance party, in April. So maybe we can actually even do it like individually, but have like a recording of all of us in gallery view. That would be so cute. Oh, I
Yes,
just
that would be awesome.
yeah. Okay, so to join us, go to thecohesioncollective.com. Like really soon. Go in the next couple days because you're going to want to get in before these series of workshops happen. So it only takes like 2 minutes to fill out your application. So just go to thecohesioncollective.com and get in on this workshop. Geeti, thank you so much for being here with me and for inspiring us. This was so motivating, and I feel like I have been lit up and I'm ready to continue moving forward with love and compassion, healing myself through the art of dance.
Yay! Awesome. Thank you. And yes, I look forward to the workshop. I'm so excited.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Bye.